50 Cent and his mother, Sabrina Jackson, is a topic that has stayed with hip-hop for over 4 decades now. King Harris, the 21-year-old son of T and Tiny, just recorded a video telling 50 Cent to go dig up his deceased mother and post a picture of her grave, and the internet has not stopped talking about it since. So, let's get into how this all started and what makes the situation hit so different when you know the full story of 50 Cent and his late mother. Now, to understand why King Harris ended up on camera saying what he said about 50 Cent's mother, you have to go back to the beginning of this beef. In the beginning of this beef is not complicated. It starts with Verzuz. T revealed that he no longer has respect for 50 Cent due to what happened around their potential and long-rumored Verz match. In a clip from an upcoming episode of $1 Million Worth of Game that co-host Gilly, the kid shared on social media, T.I. went into detail about the match that according to him was supposed to have happened. Now, for those of you who don't know, Verz was a platform where two artists would go head-to-head playing their catalogs. It became a cultural event during and after the pandemic. Fans would watch two legends trade hits back and forth. And according to T.I., he and 50 Cent had agreed to do one together. T said it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. He added, "Me and Nissan Quada talked about this. I just ain't call him out of the blue. This ain't come out of nowhere. We were moving around in Los Angeles selling some shows together. So, this was not some situation where T.I. randomly called 50 out and 50 had no idea what was happening. According to Tip, they had discussed it. They had been working together in some capacity. They had performed shows together in L.A., and then, according to T.I., he explained that years ago, he and 50 discussed the idea. The ATL rapper said that an agreement was made between the artists to let T.I. bring the idea up publicly first, and then 50 would respond. But when T.I. did raise the possibility of a virus, he claims that Fifth acted confused. So imagine you make a deal with someone privately. They tell you to go ahead and announce it first, and then when you do, they pretend like they don't know what you're talking about. That is what T says happened, and that is why he was upset. T had some strong words for 50 Cent. After the two seemingly fell out over a never-realized Zeus battle. I don't want to stand on stage with him. I don't respect him. Tip said those are not light words. When T says he does not respect someone, he means it, and he went even further. T wrote in his own comment, "You playing on my name when only one of us a rat in real life? You know I got your paperwork, right? And my transcript is available online. Your excuses is useless. Get your hoe ass in the box or SDFU and live in fear. You soft son, you've lost my respect." So T.I. went there. He called 50 soft. He said he has paperwork. He accused 50 of being a rat. Now, in hip-hop, calling someone a rat is one of the worst things you can do. And T said it publicly. He put it in writing. He put it in a comment section. And this is when things started to escalate. This all started when T.I. accused 50 of ducking a Verzuz battle they talked about doing. Instead of locking it in, 50 went the trolling route on social media, firing off jokes and memes, but never actually stepping into the ring. And this is classic 50 Cent. If you've followed his career at all, you know that 50 does not respond to beef the way most people do. He does not record a diss track right away. He does not hop on Instagram live screaming. What 50 does is troll. He posts memes. He makes jokes. He turns you into a punchline. And that is exactly what he did to T.I. But there was one post that changed everything. The tension reignited after 50 Cent shared a post that included a photo of T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris, along with a caption warning T.I. to keep his name out his mouth. The post immediately caught attention online, and it didn't take long for T.I.'s son, King Harris, to respond. That photo is what set this entire thing off into a different direction. It is what took this from a standard rap beef into something personal. Because when you bring someone's wife into it, someone's mother into it, now it is family business. And that is when King Harris entered the conversation. There's nothing lower in a war of words between men than dragging a romantic partner into it. But 50 Cent did just that, and is now catching heat from King Harris, the 21-year-old son of T and Tiny. On Sunday, February 22nd, the rising rapper took to his Instagram stories with an explicit exploitative-laced rant after the 50-year-old mogul shared an unflattering photo of Tiny amid his escalating online feud with T. Now, King Harris is not just some random person hopping into a beef. King is the eldest of the 3 children T and Tiny share, including son Major Phil Ant 17 and daughter Aries Diana Harris 9. He is their firstborn together, and he has been in the public eye since he was a child. He grew up on the family's reality shows. He has been building his own career as a rapper, and he has made it clear on multiple occasions that he is not the one to play with when it comes to his family. So when 50 posted that photo of Tiny, King did not wait. 50 would caption the post, "I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth." Okay, King would comment under 50's post with Tiny Harris. ready for war and ready to get messy. Where your mama comments King. That was the first shot. King went directly at 50 in the comment section and asked about his mother. And then he went to Instagram stories. King Harris blasted 50 Cent on social media over the weekend after the rapper trolled his mother Tiny by sharing an unflattering picture of her on Instagram. In response, Harris brought up 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, in a lengthy video rant. And this is where things got very personal. King recorded a video from what appeared to be inside a car, and he did not hold anything back. King said to the camera, referencing 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, who died in 1983. He then urged the candy shop rapper to post a photo of his late mother before doubling down that he should leave Tiny out of the back and forth. King questioned how 50 and other trolls were raised before again telling him to dig up his mother and pay his respects. Now, that video was not just a few sentences. It was a full rant. King went on and on. He said how y'all __ asked none was raised. I'm not raised like that. I don't go I'm not going about my mama. King continued his rant, holding little back. And then King said something that took the internet by storm. He told 50 to dig up his mother's body and post a picture of her. He said it multiple times. He told 50 to go put flowers on her grave. He said, Tiny is a legend. He referenced her career with Skate and her Grammy wins. But he did not stop there. From there, King Harris took to his Instagram story where he shared a picture of a headstone and wrote, "This where your mama at?" He also shared a picture of a headstone featuring the name Sabrina Jackson and added, "Fuck you, Bitha, and dig up your mama." That is a picture of a real grave. That is a real headstone. That is the name of a real woman who passed away. And that is what was posted on Instagram for millions of people to see. On his Instagram account, King shared a post of a grave site featuring 50 Cent's mother and grandmother's names, a video of the rapper in court in a case where he stood accused of trampling and assaulting 3 women at a concert, and a photo of one of the rapper's sons on his lap. So King did not just mention 50's mother verbally. He went to find a grave, or wherever he got the images, and he pulled up the actual tombstone. He posted that alongside court footage. He went all the way in, and for a lot of people watching, this was the line. This was the moment where people said, "Hold on, that's too far." Now, we should note that 50 did start this. He posted the picture of Tiny. He was trolling, but the question that the internet was asking was, did King go too far? Because there's a difference between posting an unflattering picture of someone who is alive and well, and talking about digging up someone's dead mother. Those two things are not the same. And that distinction is what made this moment so significant. To understand why King Harris's words hit so hard, you need to know who Sabrina Jackson was and what her death meant to 50 Cent. Because this is not just some abstract thing where someone mentioned a dead parent. This is a real story, and it is a painful one. Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent, didn't have an easy start in life. Born on July 6, 1975, to his 15-year-old single mother, Sabrina Jackson. He was raised in a drug-afflicted neighborhood of Queens, New York. Accordingly, Fit's childhood would be fraught with hardship. To make ends meet, Sabrina dealt drugs, a profession she had pursued long before her son's birth. Sabrina Jackson was a teenager when she had Curtis. She was 15 years old. She was raising him by herself in South Jamaica, Queens. And the neighborhood they lived in was not easy. This was the height of the crack era, and Sabrina was in the middle of it. Sabrina Jackson was a young mother who had to provide for her son. She was also proud and refused to beg for help. In an interview with Spin, her son 50 Cent said she didn't see welfare or Burger King as a real option. She did what she thought she had to do to take care of him. Now, that statement tells you everything you need to know about who Sabrina was. She did not want handouts. She did not want to work minimum wage. She saw an opportunity to make money on the street, and she took it, and she was good at it. To make ends meet, Sabrina sold controlled substances on Old South Road, South Jamaica, Queens. She became a prominent figure in her illicit trade. 50's mom was feared on the streets, even though few women were involved in that line of work. So Sabrina was not just a casual participant. She was a figure in the neighborhood. She was known. She was feared. And the people around her had money and status. In an interview with The Guardian, 50 Cent said, The only people I saw coming around who had nice things were from my mom's life. They had Cadillacs, expensive jewelry, everything that symbolized financial freedom. That is how 50 Cent first saw wealth through his mother's world. The cars, the jewelry, the lifestyle, all of it came from what Sabrina was doing. And for a young boy growing up without a father, that was the blueprint. That was the model for success. But there was another side to Sabrina. Sabrina Jackson was a single parent and played a vital role in 50 Cent's life. She was my mom and my dad, and she was tough. So I didn't know when it was okay to be emotional and when it wasn't. 50 told Page 6. 050 said his mother was both parents to him. She was a nurturer and a disciplinarian. She was the one who told him to toughen up. She was the one who told him to stop crying, and that shaped who he became as a man. And then in 1983, everything changed. Sabrina Jackson's death in 1983 was suspected homicide. Authorities believe someone drugged her and left her unconscious in her apartment before setting it on fire. Sabrina Jackson did not die of natural causes. She did not die in an accident. 50 said, "Someone put something in her drink and turned the gas on." He added, "After that, every time something went wrong, I'd think if my mother was here, it wouldn't be like that. Someone murdered his mother. Someone laced her drink. Someone turned on the gas." And then they walked away. Despite the suspicious circumstances, no arrests were made, and her killer remains unidentified. Nobody has ever been charged. Nobody has ever been arrested. The case is still unsolved. That is a reality that 50 Cent has lived with for over 40 years. His mother was murdered when he was 8 years old, and no one has ever been held accountable. 50 was only 8 years old at the time, and the death had a major impact on his life. And the way 50